All right, it is currently 8:07 a.m. and this is documentation of the fake sun that is remaining over Woodside Senior Apartments, a third-party facilitating venue. And you know that based on the presence of the engineered light, and you are also aware of the fact that the presence of the engineered light is not the product of the sun. Okay, but why the entity is keeping this illusion of what is supposed to be sunlight, hence the sun. And I'm breaking this down. This is evidence of criminal surveillance of a demonic nature and the specific environment, speaking to the removal of any privacy in a what would ordinarily be looked upon and legally analyzed as a private residential area, a private apartment. All right, this is not a private space. This is where criminal surveillance is underway. This is all engineered light. And this is also that which is analyzed when you're juxtaposing what was happening on this day at the same time at 8:07 a.m. on February 15, 2024, where the fake sun is remaining over the top of my head as I'm capturing it at 8:07 a.m., walking outside of my apartment after I captured the sunrise through my living room window in Los Angeles at Alvarado Gardens. And so this is the engineered light that's framing the door like it is all day long. All day long, even in the dark, where the fake sun is to the east of this door, has nothing to do with this engineer light that just appears on the ceiling. This is where the Ontario International Airport is gang stalking with the people. This is where the Ontario Police Department is gang stalking with the people. This is where you are understanding the city of Ontario is engaged in criminal surveillance, and that entirely corrupt municipality is engaged in the systematic criminal maintenance of surveillance in concert with the population. They are criminally contributing to public corruption. They are engaging in a massive sex offense, and they are engaged in the ongoing facilitation of it, including engaging in psychological torture and ongoing federal harassment while they are monitoring the evidence that belongs to the federal government, not the state, and they're also going to be prosecuted for that, which is obstruction. And the people of the state are sharing in that criminal system. All right, so I just want you to see right here where the entity's keeping the sun over Alvarado Gardens at 8:07 a.m. There is no sunlight that's ever going to be produced, even if that was the sun, through the peephole. Okay, what is over my front door in Los Angeles, not creating any light activity around the front door in Ontario at Woodside Senior Apartments, and neither would the sun be that which is creating sunlight that's aiming through the door, the crevices of the door. This is all maintenance of engineered light, where the entity is engaged in 24-hour psychological torture. And the fake sun, as already captured in images, is right here. It is in perfect alignment with where it remains as I captured on video at 8:31 in the morning, the Ontario Police. And this is, again, the entity is systematically monitoring while the people of the state cross path, living under a fake sun, engaging in stalking with activity under a fake sun, engaging in psychological torture, and they look walking around on canes. And I'm documenting the ongoing earthquake-like conduct, the ongoing invasion of privacy, the ongoing sexual monitoring in the bathroom, the ongoing terrorism with the police department. Do not be fooled by the elderly walking around on canes. She's monitoring. Right, while the sun is over Alvarado Gardens, there's no sunlight. And that's giving context to the horn that's sounding. That's a demon that's monitoring right here. And you know that because this fake sun remains over this roof after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the demonic environment where criminal surveillance at Woodside Senior Apartments is underway, and Paul Leon, a mayor, is monitoring my genitalia and is monitoring and invading my privacy. And that demon knows that I've documented him, and the fact that he still keeps me under surveillance through the corrupt police, through the entity, and contributes to that, psychologically tortures me while I name him, while I identify the people of the state, while I compare his criminal conduct with that of Karen Bass. That is speaking to the removal of that domestic terrorist leader. This is impossible light, and this is the environment where you're recognizing the overall pattern of conduct. Okay, this is P.O.C. This is where the entity keeps the fake sun all day long. And there is no sun that's ever going to be over Alvarado Gardens while I'm capturing that P.O.C., which is identified through the maintenance of the light source, which is not the sun, sitting on the roof for the duration of the day, because that's where it is at this side of the same building after 4 o'clock in the evening. This is P.O.C. It is currently 8:11 a.m. and I do remain subject to criminal surveillance. This is all manner of engineered light. Sunlight does not come underneath into structures and reaching into the depths. It does not pierce through peepholes. You're looking at psychopaths that are monitoring me over the age of 55, walking by on a cane. And then you're going to be mindful of the fact that they enjoy and they're gratified by sexually violent conduct, by harassing me 24 hours a day. They do not go to sleep. They do not engage in ever taking a break from gang stalking, and the demon in Unit 55 is the evidence of it. And they're all being prosecuted for what I'm documenting on a 24-hour basis, which is, again, federal group stalking and monitoring. This is the light source that remains the evidence of the light source, but it is not the product of sunlight. This is the evidence of criminal surveillance at what is a facilitating venue, not a private residential area at all. And they shall be prosecuted. AVANATH Capital Management is a gang stalking landlord, just like Speaker Companies, a gang stalking landlord, replete with the hallmark targeting me, psychologically torturing me, criminally interfering with my quiet enjoyment for purposes of the surveillance that I was subject to in the workplace and in my private space. The target individual is the only one that is maintaining the constitutionally protected private space that the entity itself is invading, criminally invading. All right. It is currently 8:12 a.m. This is P.O.C. Reference the documentation captured today in 2024 where the entity has a light source over me at Alvarado Gardens. There is never any sun that's going to be over Woodside Senior Apartments in Ontario if that was the natural environment in Los Angeles, which you already know that that wasn't. Even before I relocated to Los Angeles, I have a wealth of documentation that I'm still publishing online showing the entity maintain a specific environment. For example, the light source remaining for the duration of the day at Ovid Family Community Library. And even while it's at Ovid Family Community Library at 215 East C Street in Ontario, California, it's not going to be hovering over the roof of Woodside Senior Apartments, rising and setting in alignment to me at apartment number 51. It is again 8:13 a.m. and this is POC.